Good morning. Welcome back. I appreciate patience in allowing me to transition from military training to back to my civilian life. So we're going to pick up exactly where we left off. This week, I want to focus on creating space and abundance. So they go hand in hand, right? We can't attract abundance if we haven't created space for it. If you think about if your body or your mind or your emotions, or even if we look materialistically, if your house is full, if your body is full, if your mind is full, if your heart is full, then nothing else can come in. So one of the ways to start to initiate creating space, we've been doing a lot of things for it already, but another easy practice is to begin to go through our house and create physical space. When we go through our house and say we're going to start one room at a time, going through and getting rid of stuff, purging stuff, there is an emotional attachment to the things that we have, even things that we don't use. Say I have a shirt that I've had for 15 years and I don't wear it very often, but I keep holding on to it because it's like, oh, one day it'll go with the perfect outfit, or one day I'll need it. There is an emotional attachment to it. There's this expectation that I've set that I'm going to use it someday. And so it's taking up space, not just physical space in my closet, but also emotional space. And thinking about what would it be like if I released this shirt that I've held on forever. Like shoes is a good example, books, paper, tools. There's tons of good examples of why is it that we're keeping these things? Like, what about it? What are we worried about letting go of? So a good example again is there are some clothes that I have that are a size smaller than what I am now, and I hold on to them because it's like I'm gonna get back down to that size before. And really, like, the idea of letting go of those clothes, of like, okay, I'm not going to be getting down to that size. Or if I do, I'll buy new clothes. Like that, if I really like allow myself to feel that and feel what it's like to say, I'm not going to get back down to the size that I want. Like that's hard. And so I hold on to these clothes, or we hold on to these clothes, because I know I'm not the only one who does it. Hold on to it, not because in my mind I'll say it's to save myself money so I don't have to buy new clothes once I lose weight. It's not that. It is an emotional connection that I have to these clothes because I don't want to give up the idea that I'm not going to lose weight. So going through a house physically and creating space is an emotional process, and it's an easy way to help us assist. It feels like just physical, but it helps clear our mind, clear our emotions, clear this baggage that we're holding on to. And you can go into like emotional baggage, childhood baggage, like all of that stuff. We all have this baggage that we're holding on to, and going through cleaning each room of the house helps to sort of take stuff off the top, start to peel back the layers. So this week we're going to work on any entryway. So any like mudroom, entryway, closet, foyer, any entryway is what we're going to work on today and tomorrow. So we're going to do it for 2 days, each room for 2 days. So what you're going to do is just go to your entry room and start going through stuff and getting rid of stuff that no longer serves you, you don't need, you feel like it's ready to move on into someone else's hands. You can sell it. You can give it away for free. Sometimes I give it away for free because I believe that what I put out there, I get back. So sometimes I sell things, but sometimes I just give them away because I know there are times that I'm hoping to receive something back. So however you want to get rid of it. But as you put stuff in boxes and get rid of stuff, really pay attention to, like, what does this feel like to get rid of it? Is there fear there? Is there anxiety there? Is there a sense of relief there? Is there just paying attention to the feelings that come up? Because that's going to tell you a lot. Humans are creatures of pattern and of habit. And so even in these small, what seem like insignificant moments, there's a lot of information that we can learn about ourselves, because the fear of letting go of, let's say, a winter jacket that you don't need anymore. Well, I'm in the north, so if you're down south, you probably don't have winter jackets, but giving away the fear that comes with that probably is parallel to the fear of leaving a relationship, or the fear of a job, or the fear of it's strangely all related. So I would just get in touch with, what does this feel like to get rid of it? Like, to even consider getting rid of it. Are there specific items that are really hard to get rid of that you're like, I don't need to get rid of that. I might use that. Sentimental stuff. Who gave it to you? Why is it, if it serves no purpose besides sentimental, what makes it hard to get rid of? Are you going to lose the memory of that person? That kind of stuff. So let's talk abundance too. So we've talked about creating space. Now, abundance is very misinterpreted. A lot of people think abundance is a number. Abundance is a feeling. And so when we talk about attracting abundance, say, like, money is the easiest example I can give. So say it's like, I want to attract an abundance of money. And what comes to me is, I'm going to be a millionaire. Like, I'm going to attract all this money, and I'm going to live in, what's that TV show that was on MTV where they would go in, like, people's houses and, like, these mansions and show them around. Like, that's the image that comes to me when I think abundance of money. But abundance isn't a indefinite number, right? Abundance is a feeling. So what I want people to concentrate more when you're calling in abundance for whatever, it could be money, it could be love, it could be success in your business, it could be many things. When you're calling it in, getting in touch with, what does it feel like to have abundance of that? So if I even think money again, I go to a time in my life where I felt incredibly financially stable, which, if you haven't, that's fine. We're just going to have to manufacture, like, what would it feel like to be financially stable? If you felt it before, go back to that time. And for me, it was when I was active duty Army. I was overseas. I was deployed. So it was tax-free pay, hazardous duty pay. I didn't have a lot of bills, and I just felt if my water heater broke at my house back in the States, I had no problems taking care of it. Or if I wanted to get something, I had no problems getting it. And so getting in touch with, what does that feel like? And where do I feel it in my body, right? We're going back to this mind-body connection, as we don't want to get stuck in our head that abundance is winning the lottery. Abundance is, I want to feel this specific way. I want to feel the same way I felt when I was deployed and really didn't have to worry about money. Same with love. If you're, like, attracting an abundance of love, it's not like, I want 5,000 friends. It is, what does it feel like to know that I have love always? And where do I feel that in my body? And then attracting that. So I'm going to post one of my favorite abundance meditations, but thinking about getting connected with where that is in your body, where you feel abundance, and making that, imagining it like a light or something small, and then you're growing it. That's how we attract abundance. So where creating space ties into it is, if you have no room to bring stuff in because you have too much crap that you're holding on to, nothing gets to come in. So this is like even something simple as looking at relationships, right? If you haven't fully stepped out of a relationship, then you can't fully step into a new one. That's creating space, is like, I'm creating this space for a new relationship, and getting rid of the stuff from the old relationship. So the same idea with that, and I'm sure we've experienced that, where you're getting out of a relationship, but you're not all the way over it, you're not all the way out of it, and then trying to start a new relationship, and it doesn't work. And so we can use that same concept with anything of emotions or anything that we're holding on to, is that if you want to attract love, but you're full of hate or depression or discouragement or whatever it is, then there's nowhere for that love to go. Or like, say, even abundance of money. If you want to attract financial abundance, but you're holding on so tightly to an insecurity of money, of like, how am I going to pay my bills? Of that fear-based, then there's no room for the abundance of money to come in, or of finances to come in. So starting to play around with those two things of cleaning space physically. Again, today and tomorrow, we're going to be working on our mudroom, foyer, front closet, whatever you want to call it, just going through. It doesn't have to be meticulous, right? Just like look it over, pop some coats off the coat hanger, get rid of a couple pairs of shoes, maybe some other stuff that you keep hidden in your back closet, and just start to move space. For those of you who are perfectionists, there's no right way to do it. You don't have to lose sleep over whether you should create space with a coat or not, or with a pair of gloves or not. Like, just allow it to kind of flow and listen to your gut reaction, right? Like, there's an idea called muscle testing, which I can get into later, but it is that our body knows the answer before our mind knows the answer. And so, like, looking at a coat, do I want to keep that? Looking at a pair of shoes, do I want to keep that? And allow whatever to come up, and listen to what's coming up, because your body generally knows much better than what we can intellectualize. So, okay. That's it for today. And I will post, the meditation on abundance, and then also a journal prompt for you guys. And then from here on out, I won't be taking so many days off, but I am gonna not post anything on Sundays, or it'll just say probably it's a day of rest. So it just allows people to catch up if you're trying to catch up on meditations or journal entries or something like that. It was nice to have a couple days of just decompression. And I'm sure that's the same for everyone, because this is work, right? This is work. It should be work. Like, it should be work. If we're changing, then it's work. It's good stuff, but we want to make sure we're allowing ourselves some relaxation. So, okay, I'll see y'all tomorrow.